Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Minister, Excellencies, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good morning. I'd like to compliment the CEO Club and the President for hosting this excellent event. It's become an event which happens annually and brings together a huge number of very distinguished corporate leaders. And I think that's the essence of this event, where such brilliant minds who are doing things and making things happen get together to exchange notes, ideas, and to brainstorm and network and provide leadership to the business community. Well done, sir. This is a great achievement. I believe that there is also international networking that you are doing, and there would be another event, a global event in Jakarta, and I think that would also put us on the limelight in the international community. I won't take long. I'd just like to briefly mention what the Special Investment Facilitation Council is doing to promote good investment climate and make it easier for businesses to function and to bring greater private sector intervention into the policy making. The Special Investment Facilitation Council came into being at a very difficult time. It was the May of 2023. At that time, the economic indicators were very, very difficult. We were facing a great deal of challenges on various fronts, economic, and several issues on the fiscal side as well as on the current account side. Looking back, a lot has been achieved, and the SIFC has been part of this effort, mostly in the background, but doing things, bringing various institutions together and giving them the support for this economic stabilization or fiscal stabilization. We've also been involved in regulatory easement, and that's a very important work which primarily is led by the Board of Investment and the Pakistan Regulatory Modernization Initiative has a big agenda. Some of it has been achieved. There's ongoing work and a lot more needs to be done, but the SAFC also tends to support that agenda with a lot of activity where we bring together all stakeholders. We've achieved a great deal of convening power, and the heartening aspect of this is that we are able to bring together the provinces, the federal ministries, and the different stakeholders, because without this kind of collaboration, the policy harmonization and regulatory easement, it's not possible for businesses to flourish. Moving forward, we have a long way to go. There's a lot of work to be done. This stabilization that we have is a platform or is a occasion to now move into a different path of growth, but growth with a difference which would not lead us back to this fiscal instability that we have been repeatedly facing. So that requires more ingenuity, more work to be done on how to recharge the economy in a manner that businesses are taking the lead. There's greater productivity, more competitiveness, more integration into the global economy. Difficult times, we see that there are protectionist barriers coming up, but nevertheless, the sound economic principles which require global integration and being part of the global value chain, in my estimation, will continue to be in one form or another. So all of that work needs to be done. I can assure you that the agenda has been very carefully drafted by the government in consultation with various stakeholders, and we are very mindful of the time and the urgency that this requires, because as the economy moves forward and grows, the pressures that we have seen previously will tend to come back. So So we've identified sectors where we think the opportunity is greater, such as agriculture and information technology. We've heard about minerals a great deal. Also in human resource development, an area where we have done some work but not enough. And in other sectors where there are investment opportunities. So the corporate leaders have a long way to go. They have a role to play in this. While we have capacity constraints within the public sector, over a period of time, there have also been capacity constraints in the private sector. And the private sector has not grown in a manner that this country would have needed. Certainly, certain policies which have not been helpful in creating more corporates, holding companies, reinvestments in the country, all of those, because of various kind of tax policies or regulatory requirements, have impeded the growth of the private sector, which now needs to be unleashed. And I hear a great deal about the opportunities that we have, but these opportunities would not serve the people of this country unless they are translated into real gains which help the ordinary citizens, alleviates poverty, improves the lives of the people, and provides enterprises the opportunity to make more profits and reinvest here and be at the next level of development. I can assure you that the government is very, very serious and very hands-on matters which require attention in terms of the economic management. But the private sector, and this has become a mantra, but I think it needs to be re-emphasized, that the growth would come from the private enterprise and private capital, and that needs stability, more trust in the economy, and policy continuity. I think that is an area where we haven't done very well in the past and needs to be rectified so that the investors have the confidence that we give a policy environment which is stable, which continues, and the changes are not ad hoc, but are done in consultation with all stakeholders. Thank you, President, for this opportunity to speak to such a distinguished gathering. I wish you very well throughout the day. Thank you.